study success. Okay, what does this mean? So this basically means that we have to prepare ourselves. Whenever we are doing any form of studies, we need to prepare ourselves. Like, for example, I'm sure we all go for physical exercises, right? We all go for any kind of physical training. We go for running, we go for jogging, swimming, or we send our kids for different classes. What is the one thing that every coach does in the beginning of any strenuous physical activity? And that is warm-up exercise. Why do we do warm up exercise? Warm up exercise क्यों करते हैं? So that the body is is warm, so body is more soft, and it can take up those jerks and whatever hardships you're going to give to your body. So that thing is there. You do not injure yourself, you do not harm yourself, and you get major benefits. That's what we do, right? So everyone trains themselves before they go on to a physical heavy session. Think about it. When we go for studies, when your child sits for studies, when you yourself sit for studies, do you do any form of warm-up? And the answer to this question, 90% or 99% of the time, in fact, 100% of the time is, no, we don't do. In fact, we don't even know, can there be a warm-up for this? So when we are sitting for a 1 hour activity, when we are going to be doing 1 hour activity, of physically strenuous activity, we prepare our body. Similarly, when you are doing a 1 hour strenuous activity for your mind, you have to prepare yourself for that, right? So let's understand what we do in that. So prepping our brain for study success, just as the way you warm yourself up in terms of physical exercise, we have to warm ourselves up in terms of mental exercise. Because study is a brain heavy exercise, whether we like it or we don't. So we have to prepare ourselves. So what are the, so I'll tell you 6 steps for this. Okay. So number 1, the way you prepare or warm up yourself for physical activity, let's do that for mental activity also. So how do you warm up? So you may read the entire thing, okay? But we will talk about only important things. I'll keep marking important things and you can read the whole thing later on, okay? So, okay, would you agree that when we ask our children to sit for studies, or when we ourselves sit for any kind of brain strenuous activity, it could be studies, it could be preparing a session or presentation or anything, we could have been doing hundreds of things before that, right? I could have been doing hundreds of things before I came here and sat on my study table. And my children also are doing the same thing. They could be playing games. They could be watching movies. They could be watching any form of screen. Okay. It is still happening inside their head. So when they sit for studies, ask your kids, does that happen? They will say yes. They're still thinking about that. And what do we want? We want them to be focused. We want them to be centered. We want them to be more aligned with the studies, but that will not happen. So you have to create a disconnect from there to here. So what all can be done? Listening to a soothing music works amazingly well. First 5 minutes, no studies. Okay, so what you're going to do is first 5 minutes, no studies. First 5 minutes, what are you doing? You are doing a warm up for yourself. Okay, so first 5 minutes, you are doing no studies, you are doing a warm up for yourself so that you can prepare yourself for how to prepare. So basically, as I told you, listen to a soothing music, right? You can do a mindfulness practice exercise. You can do brain gym exercise, right? Then you can do a small meditation, breathing practice, anything. But sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes. No studies that time. No touching it. Right now, the conventional method says, what do we do as parents? We just say, pick up your books and immediately start studying. Don't waste your time. But what I say, first 5 minutes, please don't touch your books. So that's how you prepare yourself. Study zone, very important. Every location has a memory. Okay. So when we are doing studies, or when we do any form of activity at home, we have a place for it. For cooking, there's a place. For sleeping, there's a place. For entertainment, there's a place. For washing, there's a place. Every work has got a place. One thing that does not have a place many of times is your academics, your studies, your learning time. And for that, you could be roaming around everywhere, sometimes on your bed, sometimes on dining table, sometimes on sofa, sometimes here and sometimes there. Your brain is not attuned to what am I supposed to do there. I'm supposed to sleep here or study here. I'm supposed to eat here or study here. So try to designate a place. Have one designated place, okay, that this is where I'm going to study, and your brain automatically has adjusted that, okay, fine, this is going to be my place of study. So have a place for study. Okay, try not to be, if not a study table, a special arrangement of on a table can also work for you, right? So have a location, have a place. Then distraction, keep it distraction free. How do we do that? So whenever you are studying, never ever face towards the door. Door is the most destructive place, a distracting place in a room. The door opens, people come through that, people go out of that, people pass through that. So more the distractions, we as human beings immediately look towards that. So our eyes immediately follow any form of motion. So the moment anyone enters the door or passes through the door, we will look there. It will cause distraction. And even that split second of distraction will break your focus, concentration, and you will lose the train of learning. Okay, so always try facing the wall. Do not study in places where there is a lot of distraction. Okay, so and again, I have seen many times when kids join our sessions, in the background there is a lot of noise. So the child is studying, and in the background a small baby could be crying, parents could be talking loudly, or maybe I can hear the sound from the kitchen happening. And how can we expect anyone to be focused in that environment? So facing the wall, keeping it calm and quiet, no distractions, right? So how should it be? Then comes the behavior of brain. We need to understand that also. What do I mean when I say that? So there is something called primacy effect and recency effect. What do I mean by primacy effect and recency effect is that whenever we are doing any form of studies, okay, so by nature, what happens that when you are in the beginning, of your session, your focus is very high. You will remember a lot of things because they were done in the beginning time. Okay, and similarly towards the end of the session, that when it's just about to get over, when the 1 hour is going to get over, you will remember the last 15 minutes also. So primacy means what? The primary effect, meaning in the beginning you will remember everything very nicely, and recency means towards the end what you did in the recent, what you did, right? So whatever you did in the recent time, you will remember that. So we remember things which were done in the beginning. We remember things which were done recently or towards the end. Which means if I am studying for 2 hours, because many times I ask students, okay, how do you study? Do you study for continuous 2 hours? And they say it's 2 hours, we study for 4 hours. So according to the brain's behavior, what will happen when you are studying for 4 hours or 2 hours, the beginning time you will have high focus point. In the end, again, you will have high focus point, and in between there will be a dip, right? So how can we hack this now? So we will just break our study session into half an hour session. Okay, so we'll take a break of 5 minutes after every half an hour, which means my 2 hours session will get divided into 4 sessions of 30 minutes each with 5 minutes in between, which means if I'm studying for half an hour, I'll have 2 peak points in the beginning and in the end. First 15 minutes and last 15 minutes, it becomes like half an hour session, right? Then again, I take a 5 minutes break. Next peak points I'll get. So meaning if you break the session into 4 multiple episodes with a break of 5 minutes, we will have 8 peak points, right? On the contrary, as when we were studying continuously for 2 hours. So it is always advisable take a break. And what should you do in break? So when you are doing a break, what you should do is you should just relax yourself. Maybe just move out, stretch yourself, take a washroom break, take a healthy snack like fruits or salads. Okay, but what should you not do? No phones or watching any form of screen during that 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, just relax, get up, stretch yourself. Speak to your parents, speak to any kid in the, in the house, go for just take a nature walk. That's it. So take a 5 minutes break, and this is how you should be studying. You are not studying continuously for 2 hours. And how do you know? Sometimes, what happens, we don't realize while you are studying, okay, and you're sitting with your things while you're studying, suddenly after half an hour, 35 minutes, with unconsciously, without anyone telling you anything, you will just close your eyes. You will just start rubbing your eyes. You will just maybe stretch yourself. You will just, change your position. What does that mean? That is an indication. Your brain is indicating that, boss, I'm tired. Can you just sit up from your place? Get up from your place for a few minutes. So we may force ourselves to study, but your brain indicates that just get up, take a break. So get up for 2 minutes, get up 2 to 5 minutes, and that would be it, right? So do not study continuously. Always study in studies, make a study cycle. So what is study cycle? You'll have an episode of studies, take a break. Then another episode, take a break. Another episode, take a break. And that becomes a cycle for your studies, right? So that is how you can hack the brain's behavior of primacy and recency effect. So understanding the study cycle, right? So this is how you prepare yourself for studies. So initial, what should you be doing? 5 minutes, no studying, touching the book. Do some brain gym, prepare yourself, okay? Prepare a proper environment. It should be calm and quiet. And then do not study for continuously long time. Study for half an hour, get up for 5 minutes. Like that. So that was our chapter number.